Are you itching to pay more in taxes, just like billionaire Warren Buffett? Well, you're in luck. A new bill by South Dakota Senator John Thune is about to make your life easier. Senator Thune joins us. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Greta.
So you introduced a new bill today called the Buffett Rule?
Right.
And?
Well, what it's designed to do, and the president coined the Buffett Rule, the phrase the Buffett Rule, but basically for people who don't think they're paying enough in taxes, to give them an opportunity to pay more if they want to help pay down the federal debt. So it would create a special line item on the tax form, tax return, where they can designate a certain amount that they can pay in additional taxes. We think that's a better approach than taxing job creators and small businesses like the president wants to do. This gives people an opportunity if they feel guilty, if they're making too much money. You've got a lot of limousine liberals out there who perhaps think they aren't paying enough in taxes. This gives them an opportunity to do that.
All right, obviously tweaking Mr. Warren Buffett.
Well, it's not directed at him. I mean, I like Warren Buffett.
Well, he's paid 17%. I looked it up today.
You did. Well, and I think that's, but he's been someone who has said that people in his income category ought to pay more. There are others who have said the same thing, and so this simply is a way of allowing them to do that.
I don't begrudge him his success, but his net worth, at least one reporter, is $50 billion. So even if he gave away $49 billion, he'd still be a billionaire. And so he's okay. He's doing okay, even if he gets taxed a little more.
I don't think that it would probably hurt, but it would, and it would go a long ways to help address some of these national debt issues that we're dealing with right now.
All right. Well, so I think he did get tweaked a little bit. All right. I think you had some fun with that. Okay. Now, Mr. Herman Cain has this 999 tax proposal. What do you think?
Well, it's very simple and straightforward, and I think that's something that resonates with the American people, which is why I think he's kind of taken off out there. I think people like.
And who likes it? Who did you tell me liked it?
Well, my dad. You know, my dad's 91 years old. He lives in a small town, 500 people in South Dakota, and I think he finds that sort of approach, concept appealing, and I think a lot of Americans do. All right.
The jobs plan failed in the Senate last night, so now what?
Well, I think right now they've talked about breaking it up and doing it in smaller pieces. Obviously, as you're in your segment with Speaker Boehner, he talked about some of the things that they want to do in terms of creating jobs. We're perfectly willing to work with the president on things that we think actually will create jobs, one of which was the trade bills that we passed earlier today in both the House and the Senate. It took the president 1,000 days to submit them to Capitol Hill. It took the House and the Senate 9 days to act on them. So we're ready, willing, and able to work with the administration and with the Democrats on things that are good for our small businesses and our job creators. But I think in addition to that, you heard him talk about tax reform. That's something we're very interested in. Affordable energy, a moratorium on regulations right now, something that's really strangling small businesses and their ability to create jobs. Those are all things, elements that we think ought to be part of a jobs plan. The president's plan was not a serious effort. The president's plan was a political ploy that's more about his job than it is about jobs for the American people.
I know you characterize that, but I think that he's in the end loses on this one. I mean, I think he thought he was going to make it look like the Congress wasn't doing anything, but he submits his bill with several pieces in it, and he puts some things in it that are appealing to the Republicans and some that only the Democrats want. He packages it all together, hoping that it would get passed, I guess, and that he'd get his jobs bill. But now he says he's going to do it piecemeal, and now the only thing that can get passed as piecemeal, if you go to that package, are the things the Republicans wanted in the first place, and you're not going to vote for the things the Democrats wanted, so now the Republicans get what they want. Wrong?
Well, I don't know if that was the strategy going into this, but I think
what happened?
What the president, well, I mean, if you look at it, what the president tried to do is he tried to do a big comprehensive bill and had lots of bells and whistles on it, lots of new spending, lots of additional debt, and massive tax increases in job creators. And we just said, look, that's not the way to create jobs. And so now if he breaks it out and he submits certain things that there is bipartisan support for, and there are some things I think there's bipartisan support for, we will work with him on those things.
But the fact that he's come out and said that now he wants to do it piecemeal, and the things that are appealing to the Republicans under the Senate bill are the tax cuts, not the things that generate revenue. So it seems to me if he's going to go straight to his package, that he may have made a little bit of a tactical mistake.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what they were thinking on this, but when you send a proposal up to Capitol Hill and you have as hard of a time getting Democrats to embrace it as he had both in the House and the Senate, then you've got a proposal that's pretty much out of step with where I think most Americans are.
All right, now a question probably nobody knows about you. They do know you're from South Dakota. They do know there's no NFL team. There's a rumor that the Packers may be selling stock at the end of the year. Are you going to buy a share?
Oh my gosh, really?
You could be an owner?
That would be pretty historic. I'd love to be an owner. I've been a fan since I was like 6 years old.
See, I bet the viewers didn't know that about you, that you're a Packer fan, so you may be an owner.
It's not a popular thing in South Dakota because most South Dakotans are Viking fans. So,
At at least it's not. At least you're not cheering against the South Dakota team.
That's true. I cheer for all the South Dakota teams.
Senator, thank you, sir.
Great to be with you. Thanks, Greta.